How to be calm in every situation. If you cannot control what happens around you, then you must learn to control the storm inside you. Because the world will not slow down for your pain, but your mind can. Ethan Gray had always been the kind of person who absorbed the world like a sponge. Every insult, every failure, every moment of silence that felt like a judgment. At 22, he was exhausted, burnout dripping from his eyes like a shadow he couldn't outrun. He worked long hours, studied harder than most, yet felt like life was pulling him underwater. His mind was loud, his heart was tired. One night, after a day filled with mistakes at work, a fight with his best friend, and an exam he couldn't finish, Ethan sat alone on his apartment floor. His hands shook, his breath raced, his thoughts screamed louder than the city outside. "Why can't I handle anything? Why can't I stay calm?" he whispered into the silence. That was the moment he realized the truth. He wasn't fighting the world, he was fighting himself. The next morning, he met someone unexpected. An elderly janitor named Mr. Hale, quiet and unnoticed, found Ethan trembling in an empty hallway. "Life isn't noisy," the old man said softly. "Your mind is. You think the world hurts you, but it is your reaction that destroys your peace." Ethan stared at him, confused, yet desperate for answers. Mr. Hale took him to the rooftop. The wind was cold, the city loud, but the old man stood still, calm, unmoving, peaceful. "Listen, not to the city, but to yourself." Ethan closed his eyes. For the first time he heard it, his rapid breath, his aching thoughts, his spiraling fears. Your mind is not a battlefield unless you make it one. Ethan tried to be calm, but life did not cooperate. Deadlines tightened, relationships cracked, responsibilities grew heavier. He kept losing control. Every time he failed, he returned to the rooftop. "Why does nothing change?" he asked. Mr. Hale smiled, because change is not a moment. It is a repetition. Then came his worst day. Ethan lost his internship, failed another exam, and received a message saying he was falling behind in every area of life. He felt the old panic rising, the shaking, the anger, the self-doubt. But this time, he stopped. He remembered the rooftop. He remembered the silence. He remembered the words. You cannot control the world, but you can control how you breathe through it. He stood still. He inhaled slowly, exhaled deeply. The storm inside him softened. Not gone, but quieter. For the first time, he responded instead of reacting. He cleaned his room, mapped a study plan, and wrote down his goals. He didn't feel powerful, but he felt calm. And that was more powerful than strength. Days turned into weeks. Ethan trained his mind like an athlete trains muscles. He woke up early, he practiced deep breathing, he studied with full focus, he faced problems without panic. Every day he grew calmer, stronger, more controlled. The world didn't change, but Ethan did. Slowly the results showed. His grades rose, his relationships healed, his energy returned. People even asked him, "How are you so calm all the time?" He smiled, not because he was perfect, but because he finally understood the secret. Calmness is a skill, a weapon, a choice. Not something you wait for, something you build. Months later, Ethan walked into the interview room for the internship he once lost. The pressure was enormous. One mistake could destroy everything. Yet he sat with steady hands, slow breaths, and quiet confidence. The panel noticed. His calmness wasn't silence. It was strength. Ethan got the internship. He became the person he once thought he could never be. Not because life became easier, but because he trained his inner world to remain steady even when everything around him shook. Later, he visited the rooftop again. Mr. Hale looked at him and said, "You learned the truth. Calmness does not mean avoiding storms. It means walking through them without letting them steal your mind." Whispers from Desk Mind Whispers. You become unstoppable the moment you master your reaction. Calmness is not weakness, it's your greatest power. If this story moved you, helped you breathe deeper, or reminded you of your strength, subscribe to Dark Mind Whispers for more life-changing stories.